This time, let's talk a little bit about Tronxy and their bed leveling sensors. Okay, next. So hey guys, this is my Tronxy that as you guys know, and by watching my videos, I'm converting over to Klipper. So I kind of wanted to talk to you right now about the Tronxy sensors. That's basically what this video is going to be about. So Tronxy has two sensors. They got the blue sensor and they have the black sensor. Now the blue sensor usually comes with most of their machines, if not all of their machines. I think maybe their new printers come with the black one, but for the most part, most people have this blue sensor. Now what this blue sensor is it's an inductive sensor, okay? It will only pick up on metal. So when you have the Tronxy fiberglass pad on your bed, and it picks up the aluminum bed underneath it. That's what it's picking up, okay? So that's why you'll have to have this sometimes really close. And these ones, I've had one go bad on me. This one's fine, but I have had one go bad on me, so just so you know. This is their black Tronxy sensor. Now this is what they call a captive sensor. This will pick up metal, it will pick up plastic, basically any surface, wood, whatever, right? It's going to pick up that. So I actually wanted to talk to you a little bit because since I'm doing this build, this is a SKR board, and I was wondering if I can use a different Tronxy sensor with a different board. So because I have the glass bed that came with this black sensor here, I wanted to see if I could use this black sensor. Now I have an SKR board in here. Typically the SKR boards put out 5 volts for any of their sensors, and it's a 24 volt system, but when it comes to its probing and stuff like that, it puts out a 5 volt signal. The Tronxy, however, puts out a 24 volt signal. So I'm going to show you something with these, because I've seen people say, do you need a diode or whatever to run these? I'm going to show you with the new Tronxy sensor too, how to wire this up with a different board, say, because I wasn't sure. I had looked on the Facebook posts and stuff like that, and some people were saying put a diode in it, some people were saying don't put a diode in it, so I want to share a few of my experiences here. Okay, so this is the back of my my regular stock Tronxy here, and I'm going to use this for a bit of a demonstration here. So I'm going to start this demo with the blue sensor here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this in, and all I've done is I've taken the signal wire out. Okay, and that's going to be my positive. And this yellow wire here, I've actually taken the negative out of, was it one of the stepper drivers? Yeah, just to have a ground, right? So basically, I'll be able to show you what the voltage will look like coming out of this thing, okay? So we're going to do this with both of them. We're going to put black to black here. We're going to go red to red. Or red to yellow in this case, anyways. I just want to show you real quick here. Okay, so that is that sensor. That is this sensor hooked up. We're going to power this on. We're going to turn our multimeter. There we go. Our multimeter is on. So remember, this is the inductive probe. So it's only going to read metal. You see the red light come on? And it should sit about 24 volts. So 23 volts, 22.9. Okay. Now if I try to trigger this, I'm trying to look for something to trigger it with. Here we go. This is a box here. That's not going to work. Let's find something else to work here. Right. This is the back of a spool holder that's really dirty. But yeah, we're not getting any signal. This only works off of metal. Okay. All right. And it pushes back 22.9. So yeah, so that is going to push back 24 volts or so. So if your board can only handle 5 volts, like the new board, like I have an SKR board in mine, this probe, you're going to need to put a diode on, a BAT85 diode. And that's going to drop the voltage going back into the board. So you're going to want to put that basically on your, so your signal wire going back in before it gets into your board. So that way you'll be able to get rid of all those nasties going back into your board and possibly frying your board, okay? So that is this sensor. Turn this off. So this is now this black sensor hooked up, all right? So we're going to power this bad boy on. Okay. Now, you might have saw that from just my hand alone. So if we put this on the metal, you see how it lights up there? Can we see it light up? Yeah, my angle's just really weird. There we go. Okay. So it lights up, but it's only putting out 4.7 back to the board. All right. So with 4.7, you're looking at a very good thing. You know you're not going to fry like an SKR board with a 5 volt max. But as I said, this is a captive sensor. So basically anything it touches, it will capture. That's how I remember it anyways, right? So it works on that, it works on that. Let's grab it with the plastic here. All right. What did I do it with? A piece of cardboard. All right. Works on all of those things. But the key here is that this black sensor only puts out 4.7 volts back into the board. So we're going to prove that. I'm going to go back to my SKR klipper Tronxy build. So I got the sensor actually right here. I'm just going to tuck it behind here. As you can see, it lights up quite well. Let me just see if I can run it as a alternate sensor. The green one's not hooked up right now, but let's just so we're lighting up. Yay! So the black sensor will work with a 5K board as long as you, or a 5 volt board, as long as you wire it into the 24 volt. It does have a capacitor in it, or a diode in it that reduces voltage. So that was a good little experiment. I was glad that I kind of figured out that the blue sensors, yeah, you don't want to mess around with those unless you put a diode on them. It's like a BAT85 diode. I think if you Amazon link it, you'll find a few. I couldn't find any on Prime. They're from secondhand retailers. Your local electronic shop should probably have some. But yeah, so Nero 3D did a video where he had put a diode on the end of these sensors. They're relatively inexpensive, and they do work just fine when you're running 24 volts through them to drop it down to 5 volts so you don't blow a board or anything. The black Tronxy sensor, however, the captive sensor, which works pretty much on anything, and that looks like it has a diode built into it. So it, from what I could see by the multimeter and stuff like that, it drops down to the appropriate levels, and testing it, it ran just fine. It auto leveled. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hook it up, and I'm going to put a glass bed on this. I'm excited. Yay. And it's all black. So like, I'm liking that. I will have to look at the blue. Sorry, I'm looking at the printer right now. It's right beside me. I'm like, maybe I'll have to sand down and paint the blue parts, or I don't know. I could leave them blue, I guess. Like, you know, but yeah, I'm not done yet. But yeah, so that's my next little adventure. So I hope at least, if nothing else, this video about the Tronxy sensors was informative to you. So just remember, blue sensor, there's no diode in it that drops the voltages or anything. It would be fine with a Tronxy machine, but anything else, put a bad 85 on it. The black one, however, does have seems to have a diode in it to drop it down. So that seems to be just fine for any board that takes in 5 volts for a sensor. Like, you don't want to be hooking it up to the 24 volts with the blue sensor and frying your board if it's like an SKR board or something, right? You want to hook it up to the 24 volts and then it will drop down automatically. So you're fine with the black sensor, okay? Again, everything I do, I experiment with. Try it at your own risk, right? Like, I've fried some boards before and stuff, so like, it is what it is, right? But yeah, if you're cruising through this channel, give me a like, give me a subscribe. If you found anything helpful, give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. I know there's some other diodes out there. If any of you guys know what they are that you can put on these sensors, let me know, okay? And until next time, guys, peace out.